Okay, I have a SafeMore extension cord here for you. It's a nice quality one. I'm going to just tell you what the specs are, what it's capable of. Then I'm going to show you around the different sides of it to show you what buttons and ports and stuff like that it has. And then I'll tell you the price and if I recommend it or not. Okay, it's by SafeMore. It's 16 amps altogether, 230 volt, 4000 watt, high voltage, fireproof, universal, 6 socket, 4 USB power power cord. Basically, it's an extension cord, and it has 6, not just 4 like a lot of these extension cords have. It has 6 UK power sockets here for your mains power, plus 4 USBs for charging your various USB devices, such as your iPhone, your smartphone, your tablet, or your MP3 player, whatever. Plus, it has 2 buttons. You can probably see those there in the center. One button turns off all of the mains power ports, so that nothing that's plugged into the mains power on it will get any power. And then there's a separate independent button for the USB ports. So say you're only using the USB ports and you don't want to waste power, you can turn off the top button and that will disable all of the mains ports and you'll only be getting power to the USBs, or vice versa. Or of course you can have them both on or both off. So that's quite useful. It does have those couple independent buttons there for the USB and the UK mains ports. It also has a little red button that will pop out from the side, and you'll see that closer up in a minute, for the fuse. If the fuse gets blown, that will pop out. It has good powerful USB ports for charging, because of course USB ports can be different ampage. So some are only 1 amp, and that will charge your device, such as your tablet, slower than if it's 2 amp or 2.1 or 2.4 amp. Its voltage is 220 to 240 volt. Its current is 10 to 16 amps. Its USB output is 5 volt, 2.1 amps each. Now that is really, really good, because on some cheaper or lesser devices, lesser chargers, cables, things like that, the USB output is perhaps just 1 amp. And 1 amp is usable, but it's slower. So if you're charging a tablet, trouble is with 1 amp, it's going to take a lot more time, or quite a bit more time, than a 2.1, a 2, or a 2.4. Now, if I am buying a USB cable or a USB wall charger, things like that, I look for chargers and things that have 2.1 or 2.4 amp, or worst case scenario, 2 amps. And this is 2.1 amps each. Now, sometimes you'll get chargers that might have, like, say 4 ports, and 2 ports or even just 1 port will be like 2.1 or 2.4, but then the others will be like 1 amp. This isn't the case. You have 4 ports here and they are all 2.1, and that is what I try to look for, is things that have all the ports 2.1 or 2.4, and that is really good. A lot don't have that. A lot will have a couple 2.1 and a couple 1 amp, things like that. This is 2.1 amp in each port, so you go get good speed for charging your smartphone, your tablet, whatever, from the USB ports on this. They are 5 volt, 2.1 amp. The power for the mains power is 2,500 to 4,000 watt. So it's a very, very strong, powerful extension cable. It has a unique style. Instead of being just a flat extension cord, it sits up vertically, not horizontally, as a kind of a tower, with 4 USBs on the front and 2 mains UK power sockets there, and then around the back and sides there are more mains power sockets with 2 buttons there. And when you have it plugged in, there will be an LED light above each of those power buttons to show if they're on or off. The USBs, if they are enabled, will have a blue light there as well. So there is a LED light to show if you have the mains off and the USB on, or vice versa, or if you have them both on, there'll be a little LED light above each of those buttons there on. It does come in 2 colours. You can get this one, which looks quite nice and discreet. It is black and white, or you can get one which has white and blue ports, or the USB ports I believe are orange on it. It looks quite nice as well. They both look nice. This is one I would call a bit that more discreet. I'd say this one's more discreet. Now it uses high quality cables and materials, which is a good thing about this. It looks plastic and you might think at first glance it looks stylish, but it's probably cheap. It's not cheap. It's very high quality cable and materials. It uses advanced flame resistant material. It's fireproof and high temperature resistant, and it is reliable and safe and certified with CE and ROHS. It has both of those main safety certifications. It has overload protection, which is good to prevent any overload. It also has high quality copper connectors to ensure smooth conduct, and high resistance to heating up as well. So it uses high quality components and is fire resistant. Its cord length is a total of 1.9 or about 2 meters. Let's have a look at it closer up. Now here on the front you have two mains power. You have a switch that you press in. Press that in and that will turn on all of the mains power, including the ones on the back. And it will have a red light, it'll have a blue light here to show that it is on. And if we unpress that, all those will be off, but that doesn't apply to the USBs. And if we go down again, we have a on switch, which will then turn on all 4 USBs, and there will be a light here showing. Then we can turn that off, then all of the USBs will be off, but that doesn't apply to the mains power. If we look on the back, we have 4 more mains UK power sockets. Then down here we have a red little button, and that it says on top fuse. It says fuse, so that will pop out if there's a fuse problem. If a fuse bursts, that will pop out. Then of course at the top we have, at the very front we have the SafeMore name. Then at the top it just looks like that. So what is the price? It's not one of the cheapest. A lot are under 20 and stuff, but it's £22.99 in the UK. It's £23. If it's available in the US, I'll put the US dollar price as a text overlay on the screen as well. It's not the cheapest, but look at what you get. You get heat resistant and fireproof materials, so it's high quality components made out of, very, very safe. It has overload protection. It has a maximum of 16 amps, 4,000 watts, and it does have 4 ports for USB, which is pretty standard on a lot of these cords that have USBs, but a lot have, say, 4 main sockets. This says 6 sockets. It has 6 main sockets as well as the 4 USBs, whereas like one I've reviewed before, extension cord by another company, it had 4 USBs, yes, but it only had 4 mains power. This is more than your typical extension cord. This has 6 mains power sockets as well as 4 USBs, which can be turned off if you're not using them, or if you're using USBs and not using the mains power sockets, you can turn those off. So it has 2 independent buttons, one for the USB, one for the main socket. It has a little fuse button, safety precaution there that pops out if it's necessary. It has overload protection. So you're getting a high quality extension cable here with 6 main ports and 4 2.1 amp each USB ports and 2 independent buttons to turn the 2 separate units off. And it's made of safe, fireproof quality material, so I do really recommend it. It's not the cheapest, but it's one more full featured and high quality than the cheaper, a lot of the cheaper ones. So you're definitely getting a good quality product here with plenty of ports for the price. So I do recommend it. Please like, comment and subscribe. And if you could do me a huge favour, if you're watching this as a review on the Amazon product page, please hit the yes button next to the words "this review helpful to you." That'll help me out a lot as well. Thanks for watching.